Top 10 dark facts about Halloween that will haunt you. Hey guys, it's Shady. Are you guys hearing that? It's the sound of Halloween creeping up on us. The whispers of the wind, the rustling of leaves, and the distant howls that send chills down your spine. You know, that time of year when the veil between the living and the not-so-living is at its thinnest? Shivers, am I right? It's the season when the supernatural feels just a little too close for comfort. Halloween. It's all fun and games, costumes and candy, but have you ever stopped to think about the dark side of this holiday? The eerie origins and the spine-chilling stories that have been passed down through generations? The chilling history behind our beloved traditions? From ancient rituals to modern-day spookiness, there's a lot more to Halloween than meets the eye. Buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the top 10 dark facts about Halloween that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. We're talking about the kind of facts that make you question every shadow and every creak in the night. Did you know that Halloween's roots trace back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, a time when people believed the spirits of the dead returned to Earth? Or that the tradition of wearing costumes was originally meant to disguise oneself from these wandering spirits? And what about the jack-o'-lanterns? They weren't always made from pumpkins. The original lanterns were carved from turnips and were meant to ward off evil spirits. Imagine the eerie glow of a turnip lantern on a dark, foggy night. Bonfires were a big part of the Samhain festival too. People would light huge fires to guide the spirits and keep them at bay. These fires were believed to have protective and cleansing powers. And let's not forget the haunted houses. The tradition of turning homes into haunted attractions has its own dark history. It started as a way to entertain and scare people, but some believe it also serves as a reminder of the spirits that might be lurking just out of sight. So, as you prepare for Halloween this year, remember that there's more to this holiday than just candy and costumes. There's a rich, dark history that adds an extra layer of spookiness to the festivities. Stay tuned as we uncover the top 10 dark facts about Halloween that will make you see this holiday in a whole new light. Okay, so picture this. Ancient Celts, like way back in the day, celebrating a festival called Samhain. It's October 31st, their New Year's Eve, and they believe the boundary between our world and the other world is super blurry. Like ghosts could just, pop in for a visit. And it wasn't just a friendly howdy-do. We're talking about spirits of the dead potentially causing havoc and mayhem. Spooky, right? The Celts would light bonfires, make sacrifices, wear costumes, all to appease these wandering spirits. It's like the original Halloween party, but with way higher stakes. Now, let's talk candy. Halloween and candy go hand in hand, right? It's hard to imagine one without the other. The excitement of kids running from house to house, their buckets getting heavier with each stop, is a sight to behold. Who doesn't love a good trick-or-treat haul? The joy of sorting through your candy stash at the end of the night, trading pieces with friends and savoring your favorites is a cherished memory for many. But this tradition has a super dark past too. It's not all fun and games. The origins of trick-or-treating are rooted in some pretty grim history. It originated from something called souling, where poor people would go door to door on All Souls Day, begging for soul cakes in exchange for prayers for the dead. These soul cakes were small, round cakes, often with a cross marked on top, symbolizing a soul being freed from purgatory. Imagine like little kids in rags, showing up at your doorstep, asking for food to appease the ghosts of your loved ones. It was a desperate time, and this practice was a way for the poor to get some sustenance while also participating in the religious customs of the day. It's kinda messed up when you think about it. The idea of children begging for food in exchange for prayers is a stark contrast to the cheerful, candy-filled Halloween we know today. It makes you appreciate how much the tradition has evolved. And the trick part? That was probably inspired by ancient beliefs that spirits could play pranks on the living. People believed that on All Hallows' Eve, the boundary between the living and the dead was blurred, and mischievous spirits could cross over. To appease these spirits and avoid their tricks, people would leave out food and drink, a practice that eventually morphed into the modern-day trick-or-treating. Okay, so those grinning pumpkins on your doorstep? They might look like they're just there to add a festive touch to your Halloween decorations, but there's a lot more to them than meets the eye. They're not just for decoration. These carved pumpkins, known as jack-o'-lanterns, have a rich history and a story that dates back centuries. They're based on the legend of Stingy Jack, a blacksmith who tricked the devil not once but twice. Jack was a clever man, but his cunning ways eventually caught up with him. And let me tell you, you do not want to mess with the devil. Jack's tricks angered the devil, and when Jack finally died, he found himself in a bit of a predicament. Long story short, Jack ends up cursed to roam the earth with only a burning coal inside a carved-out turnip to light his way. This eerie light became known as a jack-o'-lantern. Talk about a bad time. Imagine wandering the earth for eternity with just a dim light to guide you. It's no wonder people started to fear Jack's ghostly presence. People started carving scary faces into turnips, potatoes, and other root vegetables to ward off evil spirits like Stingy Jack. These carved vegetables were placed in windows and doorways to keep the spirits at bay. Over time, the tradition evolved, and when Irish immigrants brought the custom to America, they discovered that pumpkins, native to the New World, were perfect for carving. Pumpkins were larger, easier to carve, and provided a bright, glowing light. So, that cute little jack-o'-lantern on your porch, it's more than just a charming decoration. It's a symbol of a centuries-old tradition, meant to protect your home from wandering spirits. It's actually a spooky reminder of a dude who got played by the devil. Next time you light up your jack-o'-lantern, remember the tale of Stingy Jack and the light that guides him through the darkness. Chapter 4, Halloween Costumes, Hiding from More Than Just Your Crush. Dressing up is probably my favorite part of Halloween, but did you know it's rooted in some seriously creepy stuff? Remember how the Celts believed spirits roamed free on Samhain? Well, they started wearing costumes to disguise themselves from these potentially angry entities. Like, hey ghost, nothing to see here, just another spooky specter passing through. It was a way to blend in and avoid getting dragged back to the other world, so that sexy cat costume, it might be more about survival than seduction. Chapter 5, Black Cat's Feline Familiars, or Just Misunderstood. Black cats and Halloween go together like, well, black cats and Halloween. But these furry little guys have gotten a bad rap over the centuries. In the Middle Ages, people believed they were witches' familiars, like little furry spies for the devil. And if a black cat crossed your path, total bad luck. It's all a bunch of superstitious nonsense, of course. Black cats are just as awesome as cats of any other color. But still, that association with witchcraft and bad omens has stuck around. Chapter 6. Halloween Pranks, from harmless fun to seriously messed up. Okay, so Halloween pranks can be funny, but they also have a dark side, like, remember those Celtic spirits we talked about? Well, some people believe those early Halloween pranks were actually blamed on mischievous spirits. It was like, oh, the neighbor's cow is missing? Must be those pesky ghosts again. And as time went on, those pranks got more and more elaborate and sometimes even dangerous. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, right? Chapter 7. Halloween and witchcraft are like two peas in a spooky pod. The holiday's connection to the supernatural and the thinning veil between worlds made it prime time for practicing magic. Think about it. Bonfires, costumes, the dead potentially rising from their graves. It's like a scene straight out of a witchy movie. And while most modern witches don't actually sacrifice goats or cast evil spells, Halloween is still a powerful time for them to connect with the spirit world and celebrate their craft. Chapter 8. Halloween Night Murders, Fact or Frightful Fiction. Okay, this one's gonna keep you up at night. There are tons of urban legends and true crime stories about murders that happened on Halloween night. Like, people going missing from parties, masked figures terrorizing neighborhoods, you name it. It's like all the spooky vibes of Halloween attract some seriously bad vibes too. I'm not saying you should be scared to leave your house on Halloween, but maybe like, double check your candy and don't talk to any creepy clowns. Chapter 9. Halloween Candy Tampering, the Real Nightmare Before Christmas. Remember when your parents used to check your Halloween candy for razor blades and poison? That wasn't just them being paranoid. There have been some truly terrifying cases of people tampering with Halloween treats. It's like, what kind of monster wants to hurt innocent kids on Halloween? Thankfully, these cases are super rare, but they're a reminder that even on a night of fun and festivities, there are still some dark shadows lurking out there. Chapter 10. Chilling Urban Legends of Halloween. Don't turn off the lights. Halloween is like a breeding ground for urban legends. From haunted houses and vanishing hitchhikers to killer clowns and demonic possessions, there's no shortage of spooky stories to keep you entertained or terrified. These tales get passed down through generations, each retelling adding a new layer of fear and intrigue. Are they true? Who knows? But that's part of the fun, right? It's that delicious blend of fear and excitement that makes Halloween so addictive. Outrow sweet dreams or not. So there you have it, 10 dark facts about Halloween that prove this holiday is more tricks than treats. But hey, who doesn't love a little darkness in their lives? Let me know in the comments what your favorite Halloween tradition is, and if you've ever experienced anything spooky yourself. And don't forget to subscribe for more creepy content. Until next time, sleep tight.